You're underweight Japan versus the benchmarks. Why is it? Did you take money off the table last year? Or?
We have sold one position in Japan at the end of 2013, but we certainly have looked. We look for opportunities around the world, and what drives our country allocation is really where we find individual securities that are undervalued. And the challenge for us in Japan is that we don't see a combination of attractive valuations with strong balance sheets and business models that we understand and can analyze. Now, that's not to say we don't find any businesses that are attractive. We have over 10% of the portfolio in Japan. Just relative to some of the big weights that our peers or the benchmark might have, we have more modest weight.
Well, speaking of Japanese names, you own shares of the telecom, KDDI. Now, that stock has really had a great run last year, more than doubling in value. Its multiples, it trades at a higher multiple than its arch rival, NTT. So what's going to drive it higher from this point, in your view?
KDDI is very fortunate in that in the mobile market they have two peers. One is SoftBank, which has a mobile-only offering, and the other peer is NTT Docomo, which is a listed subsidiary of the parent company NTT Communications. KDDI is unique in that it has integrated fixed-line assets, both traditional telco assets as well as a cable network that they've put together through acquisitions. That puts them in the somewhat unique opportunity that they can market both their fixed line and mobile services together, offer discounts to consumers, and that's one of the reasons they've taken so much market share. You might wonder why NTT can't do that. Certainly NTT, the parent company, has a fixed line asset as well, but there is the NTT law in Japan, which is an anti-monopoly law to encourage competition, and so from a regulatory perspective, NTT and Docomo cannot work in conjunction to market those services together.